because he's not good, he's great. And great can also have to do with size. And you know what else has to do with size? Mega. And he's a great man, and he's also a mega man.
That was a reach. That was...
No, it wasn't a reach. I laid it out.
You reached through 3 Spider-Verses to grab that one.
Hey.
But I respect it because that means you had to find it. And that's impressive in its own right.
Hey, listen, you know what? As long as I find a world in which Miles Morales and Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy are all happy, then I'm doing just fine traveling through the multiverse like that, my friend. But right now, we've got Mega Man, Wolf, a battle of the fundies. We might see some tech, some cool combos, some crazy setups. Who knows? But one thing we are going to see is some good-ass Smash Brothers.
I think that one thing for sure to keep in mind as well is that Wolf does have a pretty favorable matchup into Mega Man, but Peeb has some amazing Wolf experience. I'm sure that most people already do in the first place, right? But because you can find a Wolf pretty much anywhere you go. But we actually saw Budabam earlier, amazing Wolf play. And I know that Peeb has played against Budabam quite a few times in the past, so this is not unfamiliar territory for him. But Evander doing a pretty good job here at the start, not getting hit by any of the crazy setups. Those Z-drop metal blades, though, Peeb is going to link that into just about anything.
Yeah, and that time it's going to be that up tilt Shoryuken, finding its mark, getting the corner situation. Mega Man can just do so much. He gets to use grab as a beautiful positioning tool. That back air rising is a kill button, but falling, it's a combo tool. It does everything you could ever want. So many of Mega Man's buttons are just incredibly flexible as to their purpose, and it makes it so hard to know what's coming, even when you know their playstyle.
And that's something that you have to decipher in the middle of the set, even if you played against somebody many times before. We'll see if Evander can evade those back airs, but no, Peabnut right on top of things and then sniping you out for trying to get off that Angel platform immediately. You will always catch that Crash Bomber. Peabnut almost always does it at that immediate first timing. And then if you show him an adaptation, he might do it afterwards.
And I like the shine there, right? Out of that tornado. A lot of people double jump, but instead we got the double jump into the shine so that you catch that tornado, send it back down. Wolf, one of the very few characters in the game that's not at risk of a buffered or double jump getting caught and killing you at 20 off tornado. That time able to continue that reversal, get back down, find the stock kimono, and this game is just about back to even.
That being said, though, we are looking at Peeb playing with a big percentage lead, although that can be made up pretty quickly when you're talking about Wolf. We saw it earlier. Budabam was playing. Evander can do just the same. You are playing the same character, so you can do lots of damage off of one hit. But Peeb getting that juggle set up. Love that catch with the Metal Blade, and it combos clean into the back air. And look at that again, reacting, waiting for you to get off that Angel platform. 36 for you getting off the Angel platform at the wrong time.
And I love Peeb's the way he moves with this character, the way he uses Metal Blade. He's just going to run away from you, and the second he finds an opening, he's just going to drop something on you. He's just going to do a little dinky thing that then combos, spins you around the globe, and finds 60%, but just like that, all it takes. We saw it from Budabam, we see it with Evander. Those claws hurt.
Smashers, to all of you listening, and especially if you play Wolf, to all of you Wolf players out here, I implore you to listen to what I am about to say, or any of you playing against Wolf, rather. Do not roll or air dodge into Wolf. He can cover that so well. I thought we got our demonstration earlier with Budabam. We're getting another one here against Evander, who is running it even with Peabnut right now. Behind in the percentages, but like we talked about, Wolf can make that up pretty quickly. Peeb trying to go for that big combo out of the Metal Blade, doesn't find it. He says, yoink, that's mine. Don't try to take it again.
And finding the up throw into the grab, right, covering the space above him, preventing Wolf from trying to jump and get that crossover that they love to do. We saw the empty hop once again. They're trying to find a shine into something crazy. Every Mega Man's panic button in a scrap situation is that up smash. Peeb's is not going to find the mark, though. And now Crash Bomber just trying to find the situation. Down air, going to line it up, take it out. And Peeb pushed to the limit, but is able to seal out game one.
Really, really well done right there by Peabnut. In a game that really went down to the wire. Got really, really close there at the end, but nonetheless was able to close it out against one of the finest players locally. I do believe that Evander is a St. Louis player.
I believe so.
I might be incorrect about that, but
that sounds correct in my head.
Yeah, local St. Louis player. I don't remember if he made PR recently or not, but if he didn't, he just might be about to, because putting on a really good performance here against Peabnut in that game one, just wasn't able to close it out. In game two, we go right back to Pokemon Stadium 2, so it is all about the adaptations.
And we already saw a laser come out there, which we didn't really see very many of in the first set. Wolf's ability to play at that mid-range against Mega Man, slow the pace of the down with laser is huge, and something that we haven't seen Evander opt for very often. And when you're in the air, you can find those juggles, you can punish some of the awkward angles with something like a back air. Evander played that stock immaculately.
Yeah, hit the big time right there. Definitely called out Peabnut's timing getting back on the stage. Love to see that from him. And now we do get to see Evander play with the lead. Most of the time we were watching Peabnut play with the lead, and we know what the game looks like in that stage now. But now we get to see what it looks like when Evander's playing with the lead. And Peabnut does take his own Crash Bomber right there. A little bit of a repeat on the edge guard. Missed the back air, though. Will barely be able to make it back. And that mistake of Evander overextending, trying to take the big lead, gets him into a little bit of trouble.
They both overextended there, and Evander tried to cover it, but Peeb just barely stretching it on out. He thought Peeb was going to recover properly. Peeb thought he was a little higher than he was, had to use the air dodge. It ended up saving him, and the regrab, ended up costing Evander the stock. So very much a weird off-stage scramble, but that's okay. They happen. They happen to the best of us. The question is, how do you recover afterwards? And Peeb doing so immaculately, right? Finding all of these drag-down mix-ups, slowing down the pace of the game, forcing Evander to try and find a way in, and Evander just willing to scrap up close, right? Not even opting to try and control the pace with this laser.
I'm just so impressed by Evander's grounded game, because you can't be a very aerial-based Wolf in this matchup, because Mega Man does such a good job of controlling that space, not just at the 45-degree angle, but at long distances too, so you can't really use that air drift to your best ability like you would in a lot of other matchups. But on the ground, Evander has been really, really countering a lot of this Peabnut style so well, to the point that game's not only even, still in his favor.
And I love that from Peeb. He tried to get Evander to think he was going for the platform, utilized Mega Man's surprisingly good air drift, right, to fade back, find the flame slash, but it didn't get his mark. Still a great zoning tool, though. And Peeb with a backwards throw, the Metal Blade just covers anything you want it to.
That is a classic Mega Man ledge trap right there, though. Threatening that forwarder to hit you off the ledge, and then immediately covering the roll with that back air. I've seen Peabnut do that probably a couple dozen times, and it works out well just the same, and now getting to play with the lead once again.
And you know what's crazy? It does end up losing the stock. Those blue pellets from the game over screen extending every which direction. We're just about even, but we just saw Peeb finally throw out those pellets for really the first time all set as Evander is starting to scrap on the ground, right? It's a great tool to contest and control that space, but Evander hasn't given a great opportunity. Peeb trying to find the Metal Blade footstool reset, but missing the footstool, dropping the combo, and still backing on damage, right? Even still, Evander not able to reset Kimona, but this is just getting out of hand. These slug players are swinging back and forth right now, my friend.
It is a slugfest for sure. 70% on each of them. That means that Wolf is getting really close to those kill confirms. That back air might have even been enough to do it, but again, knowing that matchup, Peeb knows that if I'm in a bad spot, if I might get hit by that forwarder, I have to be DIing out so that I do not get hit by that follow-up. And now we're back to dead even. Watch these Mega Man ledge traps. Went for the ledge trap back air. Couldn't find it though. Again, Evander also demonstrating great matchup knowledge.
And the back throw now, take that stage control, right? Try and cover Wolf's very linear recovery. With that platform at your back, right, you can cover all that space. Mega Man just has so many tools that have low enough commitment to force Wolf into very awkward situations. But now you have to reset it, caught the jump, and that could be all she wrote, but the Wolf fled! What?
That was so clutch by Evander. Noting that Peabnut had to drop that Metal Blade before he could do that back air. There is a sequence that you have to do, and if Peeb wanted to call out that high Wolf flash, he would have to commit to dropping that Metal Blade first. And by the time that Evander was lined up to strike, he saw you're not going to be able to drop that. So I'm going for game right there, and he got it.
That was one of the best reversals I think I've ever, I've seen in Ultimate. You saw Peeb cooking, getting all your options out, and you didn't pick the safe option. You didn't pick those way to try to get back to stage. You said, you know what? I'm just going to put all my chips in on this one, right? I'm going to full send it and win or lose, right? I tried my best. I tried to hit the thing that I think gives me the best chance in the moment, and able to find it, execute, and when it matters most, came in clutch.
Well, we're going to game 3 right here. Interesting that we saw Peabnut trying to pick up his Metal Blade, I believe, with the grab button. And that actually left him with enough ending lag that Evander got like a solid 30-40% off of that. Nonetheless, though, great air dodge to catch it, immediately tossing out the shine as well, expecting something big to come out afterwards from Peeb. Man, Evander is just playing so well. Seems so well studied for this matchup. You're seeing that he's even committing to things only at ranges or at timings where he believes that Peabnut is already committed to something like his aerial drift or has tossed something out, just not giving him the huge openings that really define that big Mega Man advantage.
One of the things that's impressing me about Peabnut's counter adaptation, though, is he's limiting his playstyle to just a couple buttons, and then each game is completely shifting it. We've seen the very pellet, leaf shield, build up smash focused gameplay style, a little bit more reminiscent of other Mega Men like Blitz Luigi here than Peeb's own style. Well, and it's a complete shift that shows his absolute knowledge of how everyone touches this character as he tries to counter Evander, evidently having studied the world and back for his character.
Able to find it right there. Peabnut, though, will take the lead, and there's that Crash Bomber giving him a safe, free way to just kind of avoid that whole invincibility sequence that you get when you lose that first stock, or when you lose any stock, obviously. But Evander, yeah, not able to make anything of it, but is going to have to play from behind. Doesn't have any immediately available confirms to him right now, so it's all going to be about chipping away Mega Man until you can smack him with some kind of raw hit. Does get it, I believe that was with the up tilt.
And that was a really gutsy trade, recognizing that, hey, he's going to go after the 2 pellets, so I don't have to worry about getting caught by the 3rd one. I'm going to be able to find this trade and executing perfectly Kimona. Evander is behind slightly, but not by much, and is closing the gap. It feels like every single interaction. They are adapting mid-set, too. It's not just the studies so fast that anything Peeb can throw at them.
One thing that is very difficult to adapt to, though, is when your opponent has a really good combo DI. I mentioned this earlier, and we're continuing to see it on just about every solid hit. I had to stop for a second right there because Peabnut almost cooked up something crazy. But yeah, on almost every single solid hit that Evander has had, Peabnut has had really, really phenomenal DI to mitigate those combos. We even see it right there, right? Not going to give him a back air. He's DIing up so that you can't commit to that back air and actually hit it. So you just have to continue to cash out with those forward airs. Speaking of forward airs, the sour spot. Setting up for a tech chase, and Peeb getting off to the lead again. And
man, I always forget that Mega Man is basically a Shoto, right? You've got that top on the dash attack, that Shoryuken, and on the up tilt and the Hadoken F smash. You get everything you ever want and more, and the spacing with the swords to boot. I mean, Peeb has just really brought it to a next level here in this last stock. He's putting every positioning perfectly outside of Wolf's CQC range and is able to drift and find the punish consistently.
And there's that back air, too, to put the Wolf back off stage. We've seen amazing ledge trapping from Peeb already, just pulling out the Leaf Shield to just halt that Wolf Flash in place, because Wolf Flash is negatively disjointed. So the hurtbox of Wolf travels faster than the hitbox, and that Wolf right now, unfortunately, that hurtbox is traveling rapidly to the blast zone as Peabnut is able to take that game number 3.
And with that game 3 being found, Kimona, so too was the counter pick advantage. In the event of a game 5, it is now going to be Peabnut selecting the stage, giving himself every optimization he possibly can for his character. But these two players loyal to the end. We're not going to see very many switches. We're just going to see even more adjustments, even faster downloads as Evander tries to force a game 5 scenario.
Well, again, going to have to fight back against one of the adaptation masters in Peabnut. I mean, we've talked it to death at this point, but that is just one of the biggest things he's known for. He knows how to use every single one of those Mega Man tools to its maximum advantage. Love that high recovery from Evander, though. Still, his disadvantage has also been really, really excellent. It's just those big openings that Peabnut can get sometimes that you can't really do anything about, and those ledge traps are one of them.
And the air dodge claw on the grab, speaking of adaptation, right? We saw Evander go for that situation once before in the set, and this time Peabnut ready with that spot dodge, finds the mark and calls out the drag down back air into the up tilt. Just like that, Kimona, the adaptation, as you were saying, is unreal. Mega Man's got to have Wi-Fi in that helmet because this thing is going at gigabit speed.
He downloaded him real quick for sure right there. Even on a tech chase with the hard knuckle, adding on some extra damage, although it's not safe on hit right there, so Evander is able to follow up with some damage of his own, but not finding any opportunities to get those big hits. Peabnut has just been saying, okay, you want to hit those forward airs? You want to hit any of those grabs? I'm just not going to be in range to let you get them. There's a tech chase, though, rolling in on Wolf. We've talked about how dangerous that is, but Evander wasn't ready to punish it this time.
And that time looking for it, trying to call out the read, but no close only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, and no snake on the screen, my friend. So not gonna quite cut it here. The pressure in the corner for Peabnut finding his way out. Mega Man is so good at that mid range to find the reversal.
maybe working on this ledge trap here just immediately with that Mega Buster, sending Evander to that last stock, and there goes the Crash Bomber as well. Peab even getting a little bit of chip on him with that Metal Blade, and oh my goodness, I thought we were going to go for a ride once again, but only a couple hits, just as we've seen before. I do want to say, though, you're talking about, like, you know, close is not enough. Within the game, that's probably true, as Evander does get that up tilt to close out that stock. But I will say one thing, that Evander is making adaptations that even when they're not working perfectly, he is thinking on his feet. He is showing the willingness to make those adaptations, and I love to see that in an up-and-coming player.
I agree with you, right? That's the thing that separates the good players from the great players. And Evander's composure here, even down 2 stocks to 1, down a full stock here, right? Not playing nervous, not playing composed. You can see in the player cam, dead and locked in until the end. Kimona, Evander may have come up short here, and even though the score says 3-1, if I'm Evander, I'm going back, I'm watching the VODs, and it's only a matter of time until we see them making